You can cry me a river, I cried a river over you. And now you say you're sorry.
Okay, so it is Agents of S.M.E.R.C.H. and it is Agent Liz's turn. And she's all the way over here and she wants to get to Paris or London for her special mission. So roll the die. She can move 2 spaces. She's going to move here, 1, 2, and stay in New York and take the plane. And the reason why she's going to New York is that it's red. These cities cannot be closed. So if she went here and got a card that says closed current city, then she wouldn't be able to move. So she's going to hang in New York, and time to do our encounter. So we roll a die, we get a 6, which means we draw from the encounter deck. I mean the book, you know what I'm saying. You know what I mean. Okay, so she's in North America. And she gets under surveillance, 6A. Okay, under surveillance, escape, confront, confront. Come on. Yeah, so we're going to do confront, so it's 2. And now we'll flip the fate card. There is no intel, so it's 2. So it's 622 we're looking for. Where's the book? Where did I put the book? Okay, so this is quite a long one. The CIA says he's clean, but we want you to watch him for the next few weeks as he tours the US factories. We believe he is making weapons for S.M.E.R.C.H. You never pass up a chance to prove the CIA wrong. This game was made by Europeans, I think. A lot of anti-American. CIA, why are they always the bad guys? And they're always the bad guys in American shows. Like, the FBI and the CIA are almost always portrayed as bad guys, even by Americans. How bizarre. Bizarre, I tell you. Okay. The industrialist in question is nicknamed Silver Arm because of one of his arms was replaced by a mechanical limb that can crush a pool ball. Live and let die, anyone? You meet him at the poolside of his hotel and chat as one of the business person to another. He invites you to join him on a tour of his facilities, which seem routine until the last day. As he is escorting you across the high walkway, he turns and says, "Now, you must have an unfortunate accident." He grabs for your throat with his mechanical arm and dangles you over the obnoxious bubbling vats below. Test spycraft or deception +2 for 2 successes, or pass with luck or electronics. But lo and behold, we have the electronics skill, so we automatically pass. Whatcha? Beautiful. So we don't have to do that really hard test where we have to get 2 successes. Sweet! Okay, so we get the pass effect, which is here. And we pass with electronic skill. Earlier you planted a device in his arm, causing it to malfunction. The arm releases and you grab his legs as you fall, toppling him over the edge into the steaming vat while you pull yourself to safety. Advanced skill and 1 injury. Okay, well that's all very well and good. So we come over to our skill pile and we go, ooh, this one. Okay, so we pull out gambling or luck. See, it's got a little or symbol, so that's 2 skills. Awesome. So she gets another skill. Sweet. But she also gains an injury. Bonk. Now we reveal the villain card. Yoink. End of turn event. S.M.E.R.C.H sells yellow cake uranium to African doomsday cult. Remove intel from Africa. Add intel to Novosibirsk in the USSR. Okay, so there's 1 intel in Africa. So we're going to remove that. And we're going to add another intel to Novosibirsk or whatever in the USSR. Okay, that's the end of that turn. That was a pretty good turn. Got to use one of our advanced skills, and we still haven't advanced a single spot. It is now Agent Z's turn, so let's roll him. He gets a 2 as well. Okay, so these 2 locations here are actually his secret missions. So he's going to get both his secret missions in the next couple of turns unless he's teleported somewhere. So he's going to go 1, 2 and have an encounter at mission 2 for him, I think it was. No, it's location 1. Either way, awesome. So let's just roll the die. Oh, it's a 1, which means we pull it from the pack. Okay, so this is an Asia location. Shink. And there is no intel. You impress me, Agent, and together we could impress the world, even that despicable S.M.E.R.C.H bowing at our knees. What do you say? My plants are ready to begin mass production of a new nerve gas. Join me. Anticipating your answer, Chow's bodyguard walks up behind you, a very large woman with bullwhips. Test hand-to-hand +1 to all pass with weapon use. Okay, so our hand-to-hand is 1. We do not have weapon use skill, so we get 1 die, but we also get +1 and we pull the red die. That's not particularly good. Oh, we got 1 more die, beg your pardon. So we're going to pull another die. And we pull the black die. How's that? So what happened then is our athletics is, our hand-to-hand is 1. So that's what, so the grey die +1 die, +1 for the skill test because it's +1. So we get 3 die. Okay, we should pass this. We just need 1 success. And there we go, 1 success, no wounds. Couldn't ask for better than that. Pass. She snaps the whip at you. You raise a chair to block the whip, then yank it away from her and flog her with it. You capture Chow and hand him over to the local authorities. Gain trusted agent. So, you get another encounter, another status card, another trusted agent comes onto the field. Let's see if we've got 2 in this deck. And there is. I might just put that face up since it's a searchable deck. That's what I usually do in Touch of Evil. Now we've seen this one before. It's just we get a special bonus when dealing with the director, and we can discard to pass a persuasion test. Okay, so he gets a persuasion card. Oh, I keep forgetting about abducted by. Oh, I keep forgetting to do abducted by aliens. I've got to remember to do that next turn. I'm not going to take that whole turn back. We'll do it next time. Must remember to do that. Basically what we're supposed to do is roll a blue die. Right? Like that. And on a 1 and a 2, like I just rolled then, you get teleported to a random location because of his abduction. And we also get +1 to a counter, so we would have had 4 dice that turn. So, got to remember to do that for next time. Okay, so let's pull the villain card. Australia's declaration of war against Africa is still a mystery. That would be a mystery. Remove Intel Asia. Add Intel Rio de Janeiro and Panama City airport. Oh, closed current airport or city. I don't think he is on an airport. No, he's not. He's on a train, so that doesn't happen. But we have to remove Intel from Asia, which is here. How annoying. And add Intel to Rio de Janeiro. Okay, so Rio de Janeiro and Panama City. Now, there's currently only 3 Intel on the board. There's a thing called Intel Overload, which is kind of like Monster Limit, I guess you'd call it, but it doesn't trigger yet. So that's the end of turn effect. And okay, so he's made it to the Unglade, whoops, which means he gets to draw from the top secret deck, which is what we're going to do. Shrink. Okay, fill up the Intel, flip up to 2 Intel in the pool. Heal or injuries any one player, including yourself. Okay, well that's pretty powerful. We're going to keep that for now, and it's got an anytime use. Okay, so now it's Agent U's turn. She gets another 3. Oh, she's steaming along. Her next place she wants to go is Santiago. So she's going to go 1, 2 into Dakar and hop on the plane. Okay, so let's just roll a die. She gets a 2, which means that we are going to do a book encounter. She's in the Africa encounters, so we pull one up. Doppelgangers! Ooh, 33B doppelgangers. Okay, so the B effect is impress on your guard, rely on instinct, persuade, admire, detain, intimidate. I'm going to choose rely on your instinct, 3. Okay, so that's 33, 3, and we flip this card. No intel, 5. Ooh, bad. Move to the Sahara again. She's stuck there. Okay, 3, 5, yep. Lots of stuff going on in this one. You are trying to locate an underground S.M.E.R.C.H base, but the nomads working to build the base refuse to tell you its location because it's on sacred ground. Before setting off on their pilgrimage, the nomads are waiting for a princess. When the real Princess Lilia is held up by an elephant who decides to sleep in the middle of the road, you seize the opportunity without stopping to think of what a bad idea it might be. Dressed as the princess, you hire a few thugs to escort you to the caravan. Unfortunately, your cover is blown when you need to stop in the little girl's tent. One of the men decides to take a peek inside and sees the pistol strapped to your ankles. Test hand-to-hand -1, pass with weapon use. Okay, good on her. She got caught going to the little girl's room. Okay, so it's hand-to-hand -1, which means she goes down to 0. So she's an automatic fail. She's going to spend 1 resolve to draw an extra dice, and that gives her the grey dice. Maybe we'll be lucky. That's a fail, and I think we're just going to leave it at that. Let's do it one more time and do a roll. And it's an injury. It's even worse. God, I've got to stop doing that. It's just not worth it. So not only do we fail, we are now injured. Okay, so we draw the villain card, and this time it's not an end of turn event, it's a villain advancement. Okay, oh, it's another 2. South Africa pays S.M.E.R.C.H 100 million upon threat of detonation of a dirty bomb. Oh, that's pretty bad. 1, 2, so back to 2. Oh well, could be worse. It's so important to win those. You just can't miss your rolls, you know? Oh wait, and then I read the end of turn effect. Japan begins a process of rebuilding military despite the USA's objection. Remove Intel Europe, add Intel Uzbekistan, USSR. Okay, so this is removed. And we add Intel to Uzbekistan, which is over here. Close airport in current city. Well, she's not at a current city because she's been moved to the Sahara, so that doesn't actually affect. She was at an airport, but I just did a mover because I didn't want to refocus the camera. See, the event started and she moves and then the event happens. So when this is drawn, she is in the Sahara Desert, not at Dakar, so nothing goes on. Okay, so that wasn't very good. Now we have Agent XX's turn, and he's currently in Moscow. He gets a 2. Now he's trying to get to Lagos and Cairo. Now that is down here. Cairo is there and Lagos is here, so that's where he needs to go. But I'm actually going to go to Uzbekistan and I'm going to activate this intel, but instead of actually putting it into the pile, I'm going to stick it, I'm going to activate a location and find out where one of these bad henchmen is. So what we do now is that we reveal the card here and we read the top location, which is Miami. Then we randomly take one of the tokens for the henchman and we place it in Miami. Chunk. And now we know where one of these guys is and we can start kicking his butt, which is part of the reason, the whole point of what we're trying to do is discover the henchmen and foil their plans. Okay, but he still has to have an encounter over in Uzbekistan, so he has to roll, and he gets a 3, so it is going to be a encounter book. So he's in Asia, yonk, and it is con job 43B. Okay, so I'm going to choose persuade. That's 4. Okay? So we're looking for 43, 4. And now we flip the fate card. And there was an intel at that location, which means this becomes 5. 43, 4, 5. Okay, so 43, 4, 5. Agent XXY has been taken by S.M.E.R.C.H. Oh, that guy is so useless, says the director. He was investigating a counterfeiting ring, but the entire thing was a setup. Sounds like a day of celebration then, you reply. You don't really care for Agent XXY. He is all brawn and no brains and a lot of trouble. But the director seems to like him for some reason. I need to go after him before he is moved. We will parachute you into the jungle. Is there nothing I can do to persuade you to leave him there? Move to Indonesia, test athletics -1, or pass with adventurer or electronics. So he's moved to Indonesia, and I forgot to use his ability, because every refresh turn he goes up 1, so he's much different from the other characters. Now, our persuasion is at 0, so persuasion -1 means it's actually -1. But when we use his ability, we go 1, we gain +2. So -1 plus 1 is 0, and +1 is 1, which means we get the grey die. Okay. Come on. Yeah! Success! That's what I'm talking about. That's a long shot too, the grey dice. It's a 1 in 6 chance. Okay, so pass. It takes you less than an hour to bypass the security and break into the prison where Agent XXY is kept in solitary confinement. Well, this is embarrassing, he grunts when you open the door and sees who rescues him. Why did they send you? Grant Explorer. So he gets the Explorer card from the skill area. Whether in the mountains or the wilds of Africa, you feel at home in exotic lands. Gain +2 to tests made in regional locations connected by dotted lines, such as the Alps, Congo Basin, Patagonia, etc. Discard to re-roll a single die if you test that fail. Okay, so he gets this, and now we draw the end of turn effect. End of turn event. Worldwide food production diminishes due to sterilization agent found in water supply. Add intel to Cairo. Airport close S.M.E.R.C.H. Okay, so intel goes to Cairo, and I think S.M.E.R.C.H is already closed. Yeah, the S.M.E.R.C.H airport is already shut, so nothing happens. Okay, and that is the end of that turn, turn 2, and we pass the bag of first playerness to Agent Z. Right, I'll see you guys for the next episode. Bye! Okay, just a note. I was talking to my friend on the phone, about to go over to his house and play some Star Wars LCG, but I forgot, and he reminded me, he says, oh, remember, don't make that, because I told him, oh, I'm doing the video for S.M.E.R.C.H. He goes, oh, don't make that error we kept making when we were playing it. Because we only played this 3 times, and every time we played it we made the same error, and I've done it again in this playthrough. Okay, let's just go down. I put in some notes on the video, but I'm just doing this little amendment. Okay, see these skill values, okay, 0, 1, 2, 3, for example, they don't mean the amount of dice, okay? They mean how many extra dice you can draw from the bag. You always get the grey dice every single time. Okay, so say Spycraft, my Spycraft on this guy is set to 2. So if we had a skill test -2, that would make his Spycraft 0. But even though it's 0, we still get 1 die. And this is a problem I've been having because of Arkham Horror, because if you go to 0, that's how many dice you get. But no, not in this one. You always get a die. That is 0 dice drawn. So if we have a spy test with nothing extra, in this particular guy, we actually get 4 dice, not 3. We draw 3 die. Because it's the grey dice plus 3, because that number is how many dice we draw, not how many dice we have. So almost every single roll, I'm not going to go through the old video, but almost every single roll has been invalid. But who cares? We'll just keep going because it's still fun. But yeah, so thank you to my mate for pointing that out.
Now you say you're lonely. Well, you can cry me a river. I cried a river over you.